Hey, good morning to you guys. Happy Tuesday to y'all. Let me see if make sure I got all my stuff so we can do our thing. Here we go. What's going on, you guys? Happy Thursday. Today's not Thursday. Happy Tuesday.
Tuesday, the other T, the other
Another
T.
episode of the Brothers of Legacy. Good morning, God bless. Pastor Abel. Can't talk today.
Hey, look,
I can't talk today.
it's because of what we're talking about. We
Hey, Miss
you went back
Deborah.
you went back to the past the cash days.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah.
transform into what we are today. See,
Facts.
you there. Good morning, Lisa. I need coffee. You're right. I need coffee. I need to find something and quick. All right. So, anyway, welcome to another episode. It is just me and Mr. Goodson on today. Everyone else is absent. Dr. Chris has church duties. Pastor Brian probably has work duties. AD is out today. So, it's just me and Brother Dwayne. When his internet get correct, well, I'm going to give him a few minutes. I'm going to give you guys a chance to share the broadcast out, share it to your timeline, news feed, all of that. And we'll be right back in just a minute. Let's see if I can find the right one here. There you go.
Am I still frozen?
No, not anymore.
Okay. Well, me and AT&T gonna have a problem. We got a
um,
serious. This is what 1,000 megabytes per second looks like. Just to put that
yeah,
out there.
yeah. I'm running that too. I'm hardwired though, so I'm running about that. So be right back, you guys.
Welcome to another episode of the.
That's not what I wanted. How is it going to give me? Okay, do I not have the intro to the everything? Okay, I did the old one. Well, we back. Apparently, I don't have the new stuff. I am so apologetic to you guys. Good morning. Welcome back, though. Welcome back, though. Hey, sports car lady. Good morning. God bless to you. Lisa, I got Lisa, Deborah, and sports car lady up in the building this morning. So today, in our shortened, because we're not gonna be before you guys long, because it's just me and Dwayne. But we're gonna talk about something that's very important to us, and the topic today is transforming. So if you saw the ad earlier, I had Optimus Prime or one of the Transformer logos up there, because truly in our lives as men, we had to transform from who we were to who we are today. And so we do that. We are talking about that with a bit of transparency because it's important that men who are watching and because there's somebody you're going to share this video to, there's a man is struggling, and they need to understand that they're not the only ones that has struggled or is struggling. So that's the purpose for the topic on today. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna let Dwayne kick us off. Now, what I want to talk about, Dwayne, is um, you don't have to give all your testimony. You don't have to give where you. I mean, just give kind of bits and pieces where you've been, and how did we get from? How did you get from where you were to where you are now? To former Officer Goodson and Mr. Rant and Rave guy, and all that. So how do we get from where we were to where we are now?
Oh man, I'm really gonna have to truncate this because
Okay, yeah, please.
yeah, because it's that there's not enough time. There's, it's crazy because in church we hear all types of anecdotes that sound amazing and
Yes.
absolutely true. One of them is, look, God will take your mess and turn it into a message. We've all heard that one.
We've ever heard that, yeah.
Yeah, we heard the one that they want your glory, but they don't know your story. Like we've heard all of those. And the truth of the
Hey,
matter
Mama
is,
Corey.
what's going on, Mama McCrory? The truth of the matter is, we all have a story that will blow your mind. And most people keep that story to themselves. And when that happens, I think you lose a huge, huge part of the possible impact you can have. So it's absolutely important to be transparent. And mine starts with the good old church boy from South Carolina joining the military. So I go from the country. I go from the country town. Shout out to Dylan. That's what made me. That's what raised me. Um, but I grew up in church. I was a church boy. I was a straight A student. I was the baby of 11. A whole lot of stuff. Life was pretty good, even though it probably was bad when I look back at it. Didn't see it that way, but I joined the army, and this is the abbreviated version. You can stop and ask me questions at any point.
Right.
I started going to the club for the first time in my life. Matter of fact, it was a Thursday night, and it was Rumors in Salina, Kansas. I was stationed at Fort Riley, and I met a girl, and maybe it was the fact that it was my first real relationship as an adult, or as a young adult, I should say. I probably wasn't a man, but you couldn't tell me that. And lo and behold, we're in the club, and I bump into her. I don't remember how the conversation went, but let's just say this was my first ex-wife. And she got pregnant. I didn't want to be like my pops was. I grew up like a lot of us. I grew up without my pops. So there was a whole lot of things that I used to try to fit into that category of filling that hole or that void where my pops wasn't. And for me, it ended up being women. Now, this is probably the case for a lot of men. We probably turn to women on a lot of different occasions, and this was no different. Except, here's where it get interesting. I was told by multiple influential people, at least in my life, that it's not the right move. I was told to wait. I was told that if it's right, that it absolutely would be there. I was told by her father, "Hey, this ain't the one you want. She's a good girl."
Hey, Applex, good morning to you.
Blessings. He was like, "She a good girl. She just ain't ready." And I was like, "Yeah, but I kind of put a bun in the oven, so I got to take this responsibility." Long story short, children were born. That wasn't mine. Calls from foreign countries back home, and it was early in the AM because there was a 15-hour time difference. Some dude answered my phone. Do you know how that make you feel as a man when you call your house at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and Debo answered the phone?
Debo.
Well, I don't know if he was Debo or not.
He might have been Debo.
Yeah, no, actually, they're married. They're happily married now. Shout out to them. God did some transformations in their lives too. They've been married for close to 18 years, something like that now, because that's about the time that we got a divorce.
Great.
But long story short, made me into a monster, if you will. You remember when the gay dude on the news channel down in Alabama, the house got broken into? Antoine Dobson or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Like, hide your kids, hide your wife. Yeah. That was me back then. It was like, hide your girlfriends, hide your side chick, because I'm out here sleeping with everything. That's how
right.
I was broke. I was hurt. I was crushed. And that's the way I acted out. I promise you, there wasn't a woman alive, and I look for hurt chicks. Like, if you had daddy issues, I had this radar. Oh, there she go. Yeah, he didn't tell her he loved her enough.
Yeah, because we could sense it. We could smell it.
Yeah. He didn't tell her she was pretty. Let me buy this drink. Oh, okay, she's smiling. Oh, she okay. That was my aim. I was horrible.
Yeah.
And but it was always a battle because, like I said, I was at church board, Terry. So I had these flashes. Look, I can remember being in clubs. already plotting and having some crazy stuff going through my head about how the night's gonna end. And then
Right.
in the middle of it, I can see my worship leader from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And she's singing a worship song in the middle of my head, and all of a sudden, all the tipsiness, all the buzz gone. I'm looking at this chick like I done made plans, and I'm like, yeah, something came up. I gotta bounce. And I went down that road for 2 marriages, 15 years, 2 marriages. And it's still a process now, but it wasn't who I was, and it definitely who it wasn't who God wanted me to be or created me to be. But I had put so many miles and so many years of living away and conditioning myself and thinking away and feeling away that it just got downright hard. I couldn't keep a good relationship because
If I wanted to,
I was the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I done created. It's muscle memory. It literally became muscle memory,
Right.
and I literally would sit back and I'm like, man, I'm gonna chill tonight. My boy called me up. Hey, what you doing? You want to go out? Hey, you driving? And it was on. I mean, I didn't. There was times I didn't want to go, and I went.
Right.
So because I didn't know how to heal and because I didn't know how to get it right, I started exchanging one sin for another sin. You know, it was like this one's in everybody's eyes higher than this one. So let me stop doing this one. I'm talking about this one and that one. Let me be real. This is transformation. I went from trying to beat everything down that I saw or that I could on the low to, you know what? Let me treat my wife right. And I'm listening to myself and I'm just like, ooh, like even now I'm listening to myself and like, ooh. I was
like
like,
why?
it's like, let me treat my wife right. I ain't gonna try to go sleep with nobody. I ain't gonna go try to find another female. But what I will do is I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go to Pornhub and I'm gonna
That's
go
a good
to
catch, bro. That's a good catch, by the way.
and I'm gonna go to X videos. I ain't gonna give y'all no more names because I ain't want nobody go and do no independent research.
You want everybody to think, yeah, this dude's a oh. Looks like he's frozen. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a little bit. He'll come back in just a second, and then we'll get to the point where we'll find out how he got from there to here. Now, my story is almost the same here. I'm gonna have to go single screen here. Got to take your message and turn it into a message. Exactly. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. All right. So just a little bit of background for me. Those of you that don't know me at all, which you should. I mean, because I've been in the game for a little while with y'all. You know, finding out at 17 that the father that raised me wasn't my father. I took it out on, mad at my mom, took it out um, on everybody. So I was kind of like Dwayne to where uh, every woman paid for the sins of my mother, which wasn't right. But at the time I was going through it, it didn't really matter. And so I became this hybrid of manipulator, liar, cheater, kind of rolled all into one. And I had the same radar Dwayne had. That I can kind of sense when women weren't at their best. I can sense when women were struggling with self-esteem or whatever. Or my target were always women with multiple kids because I knew that she's not gonna say no because she wants a man in her life or what have you. My man Dwayne is back. So we're going to bring him back real quick. So I want you to finish up. I'm in the halfway through mine here, right quick.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And so I really struggled, but that my radar was always on point, right? Always on point. I was in the church, out of the church, hoeing, not hoeing. I was lying. You name it, I was doing it until I looked up one day at 30. No, I was 25. Let me tell you how bad it got for me. Well, it got to the point where I was at one point in my life, I was dating someone that was 26 years my senior. I'll let that sizzle in your spirit just for a little bit. 26 years, my senior, and stay with her for 5 years, right? But the whole time was broken from the age of 17 and my mom telling me that the man that raised me was my father. I went through a lifetime of pain because I didn't want to come to grips with what was told to me at 17 years old. We talking 20 years later, 30, 25 years later,
Wow.
I'm still hurting because of what I was told 17 when I was 17 years old. But then I look back, I said to myself, look at all of the people I've destroyed along the way because I couldn't get it together. Now we can, fellas, if you're watching this and you're in this arena and you're struggling, this is why we're here. This is why we're being transparent this morning because somebody is going through the same thing right now. Somebody is saying, okay, I'm struggling, but I haven't admitted to the fact that they're struggling. Listen to me, fellas. Ladies, share this to men that you know. Don't let it be 25 years later and look up and you're still in the same struggle. You feel what I'm saying to you? Don't let it be 25 years later and you're still struggling. You're still marching to that beat of that dumb drum because we don't want to admit the fact. You better admit you don't want to admit the fact that you're struggling. And all of the and you read on the timelines every day. You read you know somebody who got some drama, baby daddy drama, husband drama. You know, some of y'all in some entanglements we shouldn't be in. You know, shout out to August and Jada. But I'm just but what I'm saying is that we've all gone through, and because it's easier to go through the nonsense and the lie about it, we'll stay there.
Right.
We will stay right there and be like, okay, but this is how we transform though. Okay. This is how Terry transformed. Terry woke up one day in a hotel room, paying $400 a week in a hotel I couldn't even afford to stay in. Right. I woke up one morning and I said, okay. And it was like a ton of bricks. I never forget it because it was raining. I never forget it was rain. It was pouring down raining. It was storming, and I had to walk to work because I didn't have a car. I didn't have any money to get bus fare. That's when I'm at the pits. I'm at the bottom at this point in the game, and so I had to walk to work. Work was 7 miles away, and I had to walk to work in the rain. You want to know why I had to walk to work? I could have called off, but the fact that was my final warning, I couldn't. I had to go. Or because I get fired from the job that I had, I couldn't stay. I couldn't continue living where I was living. I couldn't eat. I had a whole bunch of stuff happening. Excuse me. I had a whole bunch of stuff happening, so I had to walk to work. So that for me, that was the bottom. I said, you know what, I got to do something. And God said, listen, son, just because you've gone through all of this, I have not invalidated you.
Come on now. Come on.
There are some men out here that have been called, that have purpose. We all have purpose, but God has called you to do a specific thing. And because you have made one or two or three or four mistakes, you feel like you've been invalidated. I'm here to tell you that you have not been invalidated. You just made a couple of mistakes. It happens, right?
Absolutely.
But we first have to get to the point in order for us to transform from what we were to who we are. We have to first admit the fact that I'm in this place. Step number one is admitting the fact that you're struggling. I'm hurting. There's so many guys that I know personally that are just hurting and they don't want to tell nobody because you're stinking pride. Let me tell you something, baby. Get out of that.
And I think that part right there, Terry, that part is what get us the most. Like every last person who's ever done anything wrong in their life, they already know that they've done wrong. They understand that. They know that. It's the action after that. Like if we go back and forth and did a list of every wrong thing that me and you that we've lived through.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure those lists will overlap because
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I've been a liar, I've been a cheater, I've been
Mhm.
an adulterer, I've been a fornicator, I've been a carouser. I used to throw these hands. There was a lot of things that I really didn't care about because it was all about me, but it was about me hiding. It was
Right.
about me not wanting to expose that pain
Right.
that made me just say, bump everything every single day. I mean, I put on my big boy pants and I live life, but inside I was done. I was tore up. Wanted help, didn't know how to get help. Wanted to reach out to somebody, but then
Didn't know how.
pride, it was like, oh no, they're gonna look at you different.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, there's a couple guys that are white. You have any idea what porn does to you?
Yeah.
Because I used to think it was harmless until, and we being real, right? Until I'm laying next to my wife and because she's not doing or saying something quite the way that Roxy Reynolds said something, I'm sitting here like, man, I think I'm gonna go to sleep tonight. And this
Look,
and
you used
this
a porn name, did you?
and this was the dude. Yeah, that and see, porn was my step in the right direction. Well, let me here.
The
Let me
gateway.
put these air quotes in here. It was my step in the right direction because in my mind, in the mind of a lot of brothers out there, if you're watching porn, you ain't cheating.
Hey, Marlene.
What's going on? Porn will have you all kinds of messed up. It will have your relationship messed up. It'll have your interpersonal relationships messed up. Porn will destroy your relationship. So everything we can talk about, everything in the past and everything that we did wrong, but at the end of the day, it's either you sink or you swim.
That's it. Those are choices.
And I got to that point. I'm out in the middle of the lake. I just got my second divorce. And here's another broken family. My children are not going to be in the house with daddy again. And I'm like, man, I'm way too smart to keep going through this and keep having the same results. Right. And I want to say something that like Albert Einstein would say, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. That's true, but I ain't want no catchy phrases. Look, right. I was dying. And I felt like I've been pushed off the Grand Canyon and I didn't have a parachute. And on my fall, on my way down, I was like, God, I done messed this up so many times. You done gave me good woman after good woman. I've been around the world. I've had great jobs. I've encountered great people, and I'm still messing it up. What's wrong with me? I sat and had that. Look, you find a lot out about yourself when you're driving from Arizona to South Carolina. That's 30 hours of nothing but you and a whole lot of road. Yeah. I found out a lot about myself on that trip, Terry. I found out that I was scared. I found out that I didn't want to do the things that I was doing. Yeah. Paul started to make sense to me. You know that scripture that everybody messes up, and I'm gonna paraphrase it because everybody messes it up. When Paul's like, man, I don't want to do bad, but it's always like I say to do bad, but I want to do good, but I don't do the good that I want to do because I'm too busy doing the bad.
Yeah.
I understand what Paul meant. I'm telling you, I didn't want to be sleeping with women who wasn't my wife. Not my heart. Now my body wanted it, but the moment it was over, like disgust. I couldn't even look in the mirror. Look, I'm driving home because I done went out of town to a club or whatever, and then met somebody at the club and left early so I can take a shower and come back home on time. And I'm sitting there like, you dirty. And I used to talk to myself, and I was like, why can't you stop?
Yeah.
I had this conversation. I was like, Dwayne, man, you got a good woman at home. She loves you. She's smart. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. And you out here with these chicks. What's wrong with you? You about to throw
Yeah.
all of this away?
Yeah.
And then that conversation gets real small. And then
Yeah.
I go home and I forget about everything that I said to myself. And then when I get caught up in my mess, I'm like, but nah, it ain't even like that. I forget how disgusted I was with myself because now pride and self-preservation kicks in. And instead of communicating and being open and transparent and completely broken, I'm in preservation mode. I'm like, God, yeah. But see, no, I don't love that. I ain't cheat. Look, I ain't touched that girl. I ain't. And then here's the text messages, Dwayne. What does this mean? Why you got this video?
Speaking of that, speaking of getting caught, we're going to talk about that in just a second behind after the commercial. We're going to talk about that. Why can't we just say we sorry? Why can't we just say we got? Why can't we admit that we got caught up? But we're going to get it. It's part of transforming. We'll be right back. All right, so that is Purposeful Forever with AD and his wife Sam. They come on Mondays. They did trivia night last night. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, go back and catch the replay. They be tripping. They be having some questions, man. They be tripping. So let's pick up where you left off at, Dwayne. When you were talking about you get caught up.
Yeah, every time.
Man, what's up, Kev? My man Peoples is in the building. Oh, he said, good morning. Before I start work, we transform by looking at ourselves in the mirror and being honest. Second, we let God be in control of our lives and abide by the rules of the Bible. Exactly. Some of us were struggling in that area, but we'll get to that. So we are at a place, we're shifting gears just a little bit, but we're still transforming. Who sings the intro to that song, Sports Car Lady? I think it is Sam and her sister, but don't get me lying. But you have to ask AD and them directly. That commercial sounds like a high R. I'm sure AD is watching somewhere in the watch party somewhere. I'm sure he appreciates that. I think that was the theme he was going for, though. High R&B. I don't know.
As long as it leads to that, right?
Yeah, as long as it leads to that. But listen, we get caught up. Men get caught all the time doing stuff. We get caught all the time. Well, and
I never not got caught.
I've never not me neither. I never not got caught either because I have a. How could I always used to ask myself the question, how could I be a cheater and manipulator when I have a bad conscience?
I'm going to tell you how, Terry, because you know I don't like punk excuses, and I try not to make none for myself.
Right. I don't make any.
And I'm going to tell you how we get caught. Anyway. I'm going to tell you how we get caught. Everything is good up front because we're cognizant of every single thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
We try to plan stuff on our schedule. Like I used to do stuff like on certain days I didn't come home anyway because it was a shortened day at work. So I would start having a couple of those every other week on a different day. Hey, we got to do such and such and such. And I'm at Burger King.
Yeah.
And I got so comfortable doing the wrong that I was doing in any scenario. Comfortable the fact that I stopped thinking.
Yeah,
and then I start leaking stuff, and you know, women they're perceptive, and they pick up. Oh, you wait a minute, hold on, you ain't did that in 5 months. The last time you did that, you was over there with that dude that I don't like.
Right.
I got caught every single time.
Every time.
And here's the other thing. I think it's human, I can't call it human nature. I think it's a part of being a man. I know you don't hunt. Well, I can't say I don't know if you hunt, but you in Idaho.
I don't.
Have you seen a male elk or a deer lately? A buck?
They all deer and elk to me. I don't know the difference.
So you seen one with the horns?
Yeah.
Lately?
I've seen one with horns. Yeah, not lately.
Okay. You know why? Because 9 times out of 10, those are the males, right? They out there in nature, they're chilling. They got their wits about them. They're smart. They're making the right decisions. They're doing the right thing. They're in the tree line supposed to be. If they smell a human, they 300 feet away. You know, they got everything together. But then comes mating season. You know what happens in mating season? Those female doe get in heat. Now, when they get in heat, that male deer that you haven't seen all year, you done drove through the same neighborhood and he's been 50 feet from you, and you ain't seen him in 11 months and 22 days.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, she come prancing through there and she ready. She prancing through there and she ready. And all of a sudden, he loses all of his common sense. Where she at?
That was me.
Where she at? Oh,
that was me.
Yeah. Run out in front of cars. You don't see no male deer all year, and all of a sudden, they 5 of them dead on the side of the road.
Yeah.
There's something in us that loses common sense when we get in certain situations.
Yeah, definitely. When it comes to a woman, absolutely.
That's why we get caught.
Lose all sense. But I want to go back to when you said women are perceptive and they see things. Let me tell you something. You know how some women say the Batman says one of his best lines is, "I'm the world's greatest detective." No, you're not. It's a woman. But because they have this level of perception. They know they have this sixth sense. Some of them have 6th, 7th, and 8th senses, and they can sense something. But my face always gave it away, always, because I couldn't keep a straight face to save my life. And then here it is as a man. This is how I knew I had to grow for real and transform for real. Because even when I got caught in my stuff, I would still deny everything, and then make her seem like she's the crazy one.
Yeah, she had to have concrete proof before I admit to it.
But they always had it. In my cases, they always had it. They had either the chick on the phone, they had her on 3-way or something, or they had text messages like you were saying earlier. Mm-hmm. They had screenshots. I mean, so
phone records.
Men, fellas, listen to me. Do yourself a solid and just be real with yourself first and then her second. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because you trying to deny it and you're trying to just because you close your eyes and you turn your head and you pretend it's not there, don't mean it's not there, because it's gonna be there. She's gonna be, be real with it. Be real with it. Let's transform and grow. Because I heard, for, like I said before, I've heard many years because I would not accept anything. And I'd rather deny it than accept it. And that was the thing. Sports car lady said that. What is that? The key is that men stop affections with the main girl. That is the giveaway. Exactly.
That once again, you stop doing what you normally do.
Yeah. You can't change the rules in the middle of the game. You can't do that.
Look, they notice. You rub their feet every night, and all of a sudden you don't rub their feet.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. You can't.
I think you gonna talk to you. Hey, I something ain't right. I can't put my finger on it.
Right.
Dwayne ain't acting the same lately. I don't know what's wrong. Right.
Here's another thing. This is another tip, that if y'all go to the restaurant and before he would let you get cheese on your cheeseburger, but after a while he starts doing his thing or whatever, he stopped ordering cheese on your cheeseburger. He cheats. No, I'm kidding. That's not true. That's not true. I'm not. Don't. But no cheese on a Whopper is not a Whopper, though. I'm just saying.
That's a hamburger.
It's a hamburger. But we have to grow. We have to get to the point where we're growing and transforming.
And that starts, like you said, that starts with you, brothers and sisters. But I can only talk to my experience, brothers. Yeah. One, I realized that I was going to be old and alone. Now, that's not the right answer to why you should transform, but this was my breaking point. I realized that I was going to be old and alone. Some people are good being by themselves.
Mm-hmm. Just Spidey says, exactly.
Yeah. Some people are good being by themselves. Not me. I didn't want to be by myself. I didn't want to be old. and alone, I didn't want to live my life not having somebody to share it with. And
Right.
here I was at 37, and I'm like, God, I got 5 daughters. I've been divorced twice. There's no way in the world you're going to give me the woman that I want at this point. I said to myself, I messed up. And I was like, now I'm going to have to settle. And when I say settle, everybody has their preferences. I'm not talking about, and I'm only talking about the eye test. Some people think Beyonce is gorgeous. Some people say she average. But I'm not talking about, God, I'm not going to get a Beyonce, somebody who looked like her. I'm not going to get somebody with the mind of a Maya Angelou. I'm not going to get somebody with the drive of an Angela Bassett. It was, I put all those things together and I said, God, I'm not going to get any of this. I'm going to be by myself, and I'm going to have to settle for somebody who's looking at me and was like, hey, bro, you got 5 kids and you've been divorced twice. You can't tell. I'm sorry. I'm running. I'm good. Because I could talk. I could talk the game. They were interested. They loved the conversation. They loved the way I treated them. But then when they look at the paperwork, they was like,
don't want to go through that struggle.
yeah, I don't even know if I can make you my side dude. That's how it was. It was like, and I looked at myself and I was like, I'm messed up.
Right.
And I said, God, I need for this to change immediately. And that's when he started exposing me to me. And that's where true transformation starts to take place. Yeah. Accountability is the first step. Yeah, I'm a cheater. Yeah, I'm a liar. Don't make any excuses, even if there are reasons for it. Like I could give you reasons. Reasons is my first wife had 2 kids while we were married, and neither one of them was mine.
Yeah,
that's a reason. Well, that's a
very valid one.
Yeah, but it becomes an excuse when I use that to live my life any kind of way.
Right.
I was broken for years after that. I didn't trust women. Look, women aren't the only people who go through trust issues. I didn't trust women. So that's why I was in one bed and out the next.
Yeah.
That's why that was the way I lived. Because I had trust issues. And I was like, I need you to show me me. I need you to shine light on every excuse that I have. I need you to put me around some people who are gonna not be like, yeah, go ahead and you can hit that. I need some men around me that's gonna hold me accountable. I need somebody who's not gonna glorify the wrong that I'm doing. So you got to change. You got to change all of this. And with me, God started to show me. He was like, "You're selfish.
Yeah.
You enter into commitment, and then the only thing you care about is how you feel, what feels good to you."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "No, but God, I love her. It wasn't like that." And he was like, "Okay, then why'd you do this? Why'd you do that?" And I'm sitting here like, "Oh man, wow, that's oh wow." And when God, when I had that conversation and I started to truly look at myself, because I was in great physical shape, I had a pretty good career. I was smarter than the average. I could dance. I had some swag. You know, I was a good dude, but I was pissed morally.
Yeah,
I was
morally pissed on T.I.
Morally, I was bankrupt. There was. Look, when you don't trust, and this is why I can understand my sisters out there. And when I say my sisters, I'm talking about all women. I can understand my sisters out there when we mess up and you have a problem trusting us, because I've been at the place where I didn't know how to trust. Yeah, I tell you I trust you, everything cool, but I did a lot of preemptive stuff, Terry. Yeah. Like I had a good woman. And I used to say to myself, before you cheat on me,
I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
And she had no intentions of cheating. That's how messed up I was in here.
Oh yeah.
I had to stop making punk excuses and hold some accountability. That's the first step.
Yeah, I was T.I. too. I was definitely piss poor morally at one point and a few times in my life. You know, shifting out of the nonsense into being a better you. It takes a lot. It's not easy. Me and Dwayne are not sitting here, and the rest of the brothers I can speak for too. We're not sitting here saying that making that change is going to be easy. It's going to take some sacrifice. It's like what Dwayne said. You're going to have to get with people that are like-minded. You're gonna need to get with fellas who are going to hold you accountable. You're going to have to get with people that want the same things for you and who are your fans and want to see you succeed. You want to be on that. That's the only way you can be successful. If not, what we're going to continue to be, or is bruised and hurt people who continue, just like I can almost guarantee what Cole said, hurt people, which is the truth.
Facts.
And we will continue to be hurt people walking around here destroying lives. It's just like with COVID. It's probably a bad analogy, but we're walking around here. Some of us are asymptomatic.
Ooh.
And we're walking around here and we're making people sick and we're cutting people that didn't cut us and all that. And not even under this, and not even under the realization that they were sick. Because we haven't checked ourselves. Some of us walking around here like it's okay. And you wear a smile and you laugh and you joke. But when you go home, when you get in the car,
Saddest
it's a
person
whole
in the
different
world.
I'm trying to tell you. He gonna cry in the car. That's most of us. Because it's not manly to admit the fact that we're hurting. It's not manly enough to like Dwayne was talking about with his wife and having two babies. Listen, man, I don't know if as a man I could have dealt with that on any level. That's just me. But I could understand the level of pain that I had to take. And we had to walk the thing out. No, we can't lash out. We can't go and do crazy stuff. The whole purpose here is to stop the vicious cycle. And until we do, listen, like I tell you guys, if you guys have followed me long enough, you guys know my stories about my daughters. There's nothing that will stop you in your tracks faster than your oldest baby telling you, why are you not in my life? Where are you? And for years, not speaking to my daughter, for years, because of the decisions that I made. And then look back and say, well, God, why'd you do this? He says, and my pastor friend, this is something I want to bring this to you guys real quick. He said, when you guys are in school, think about this for a sec. When you're in school and you're taking a test, the teacher has to be quiet while you're taking this test. Right? Okay. I say that to say this, to take out Dwayne's book. Sometimes when we ask those questions and we say, God, where were you? He said, you were taking a test. I was being quiet. You are in the middle of your test. Some of us, I know I was for a long time, in the middle of my test going, okay, God, why are you taking me? Where you at? It's the whole thing with the footprints in the sand poem, all that. You are in the middle of your test now. Are you going to go to your teacher for guidance? Or are you going to continue to flunk your test? At some point, you got to say, I need help.
Right.
And that is where we get to the point where we transform. God, I need help. I can't do this alone. I keep making the same mistakes. And some of us have the audacity to try to blame other people because we make the same mistakes. Nope, that's you. Because if you're the common denominator in all of your issues, guess what? You're the issue, brothers and sisters. But before we leave, I want to speak on this. All right. This is what we talked about this on the Brothers Who Talked last Thursday. And I want to bring it up here if I can find it where I do with it. Here it goes. Wait a minute. This is we did a section of our podcast called All Day Facts. And I just want to drop this before we go. Okay. And this is the all day fact that we talked about last Thursday. Saying that I received it won't get you the results you want. The manifestation comes when you act like you received it. Put it in motion. So, fellas, if you're watching and if you're listening, and if you desire to be better, if you say, well, I'm gonna accept the fact that I'm a man, but not walk in it, we're wrong. all the way around. Miss Carolyn, hey, how you doing? She was like, we need to take responsibility for our actions and be accountable. You know what? It's easier. It's easier type than done. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of men struggle in that area because we struggle with pride and we don't want to accept responsibility for it. We don't want to say, well, it's my fault that we did this. I know. But at 45 years old, I've gotten to the point where I accept I accept responsibility for everything, even at my job. Last month, I had a
That's it.
crappy month. I had a crappy month, Dwayne, and my numbers were low and all that good stuff. And my general manager emails me and says, "Terry, why are your numbers low? Why is this? Why is that?" And the first thing I said to him was, "Man, I don't even have an excuse for you today. It was a straight up lack of focus. I did not want to do it, and I didn't do it. I ain't
Mhm.
gonna say he didn't lie to you."
Right.
And he was like, he called me in the office the next day, and he said, "Terry, you know what? I can appreciate everything you just said to me because a lot of people try to make excuses and try to pat their wallet, try to pat their body looking for a wallet. No, thank you, fellas, for being vulnerable and transparent. It is me. Thank you, Cole. We appreciate you, brother. Um, so yeah, you have to take responsibility, be accountable for your actions. It's your fault, even if you don't want
Thanks.
to. Your pride will say, "No, it ain't. It's your fault." Yes, it is, brother. It is your fault. But
Right.
seriously, we need to get to another place. We need to transform for real. Wait, Dwayne.
You hit the nail on the head with that, Terry. We have to be accountable to us. It's your fault, and I'll close with this. Um, Change for anybody other than yourself will always be temporary. When you change for a woman to try to please her, it's temporary, and you're gonna go back to your old tricks.
Hmm.
Women, sisters, brothers, hear this. When you change for another person or anybody other than yourself, it's temporary, and you're going to go back to your old situation.
Hmm.
When you're tired and you're ready to really be transformed, you get accountability,
Yeah.
and you stop making excuses, and you change because you want to be better, because you want to mature, because you want to walk in purpose, or whatever your reasoning for is. You change. Permanent change happens when you want to change, not when you're changing for somebody. And quick story from the Bible, we all know the prodigal son. The prodigal son had every single thing in the world right. What's going on, John? That's my brother right there. The
Uh,
prodigal son had everything in the world, everything in the world, and it wasn't enough because he still saw the other side of the gate. He saw that green of grass, so he decided to go and pursue that stuff. So his daddy gave him everything he was going to leave him in his will. So he paid. He got some money. He go make it rain. He pop some bottles. He go pay for some people stuff, and then he runs out. And then he realizes I don't have anything, and he hit his bottom. He hit rock bottom, and he found himself in a pig pen. Some of you right now in your pig pen,
mhm.
whether that's your relationship with your wife, your girlfriend, your children, family. You may literally be homeless right now. You may have messed up so many opportunities that you've put yourself in a place where you don't even recognize you anymore.
Hmm. But now,
Here's the thing: there's always daddy at home waiting for you. Just because you made a decision and you decided that you was grown before your time doesn't mean that God is looking at you any different. See, the thing about all of those anecdotes and all of those memes and those poems about God still being with you and the footprints in the sand, it's biblical. Lo, I am with you always, even until
always.
the end of the earth.
Hmm.
He's always there and he's ready. All he's waiting for you to do is to get beside yourself, pick yourself up,
Dust
stinking,
yourself off.
nasty, dirty. I need help. God, I need help. I can't do it on my own. I surrender to you. Show me. Give it to me. And when his son came back, he went and killed the fattest cow. He went and got him a ring. He treated him as though he never left. He treated him as though he never left. And that's what God is with us right now. If you're in that place where you need that transformation, find first of all, find God. And then when you find God, find someone who's going to help you in your transition place. Find somebody who's going to hold you accountable, not going to let you make punk excuses, not going to tell you things that you want to hear. I'm going to mute the mic and I'm going to let you close. I got to grab little mama here.
All right, Ella. So Miss Carolyn, want me to read her last comment? Her last comment was when I am the problem, I have a solution. If you're the problem, I have no solution. I can't change that, and I can't change you, which is absolutely true. You can't. That's why I say if you are the common denominator, the issue is you, not everybody else. My health says we can't always run back to the Father. We absolutely can. Miss Mama McCrory said, "What a great sharing this morning, brothers. I know you're being heard. Listen to me, y'all, for real, like for real. Fellas, before I do anything else, I want everybody to share the broadcast right now. Share it. Go ahead and put it in somewhere, anywhere. I don't care where you put it. Just share it. All of us, we in 20,000 groups, but we can't put it in there. Put it in the group. All right. So what I'm going to say is this, fellas, it's okay. I'm gonna make it easier. I'm gonna look right at my camera. I don't want to. I want to look down to the side, but I'm gonna look right at my camera. Listen, fellas, it's okay. We've been down there. We done hurt. We done hurt people. We have been hurt. It's okay to admit the fact that you've been hurt, but now is the time that we now fix it. Now is the time to where we say, you know what? I really need this help, and I really need to find me some brothers. Connect with us here at the Brothers of Legacy or any men's group that is going to hold you accountable. That's going to be there for you. Whatever. Do what you need to do, because this generation is absolutely suffering because we don't want to say I'm sorry, or we don't want to, admit the fact that we have an issue or a struggle. It's a shame that we have to go through that. Like I said earlier in this broadcast, don't let it be 25 years. Don't let 25 years pass before you realize, ooh, I might have an issue. We have an issue now. Hey, Ella, you have an issue now, and we don't want to get in that place. But I'll say that to say this. I've been around Dwayne too long. But tonight is Tuesday night. So you know what goes down on Facebook. Solomon's Temple Bible Study starts tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook. So make sure that you follow Pastor Brian and Solomon's Temple Christian Ministries on Facebook at 7 o'clock. He brings the Bible study. Also, the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast is coming back here pretty soon with my new co-host, this dude right here with the baby. I'm not sure. We got to figure out a day. It's like you frozen right now, but it's okay. It's okay. We'll get shut the doors anyways. But thank you guys for rocking with us today. Like AD would always say, we love you out here in these Brothers of Legacy streets. But guess what? God loves you more. I don't have the new intro and outro. That's on AD stuff, but it's okay. I said I have the old stuff. You guys have a great rest of your day. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.